Welcome back to another episode of Pivot with Purpose with me, Carla. This is actually a podcast where we're going to document and celebrate every step of our journey to finding our purpose. It's not going to be nice. It's not going to be pretty. Might cuss a little, might cry a little, or a lot. It sounds better than it actually looks because it's really hard. But that's what Pivot with Purpose is for me. Documenting my journey and friends' journeys and people that I look up to's journeys and seeing how we found our purpose, because I've said a million times that I always thought that finding your purpose and it's like, oh, I'm living in my purpose was bullshit until I found mine. But even then, after I found mine, I'm like, oh, I still need to keep reinventing myself and there's new things that are coming. So that's what this podcast is all about. A little bit of ratchetness. So, before we get started, this podcast is brought to you by Adidas Launch. I don't know who started that company. Oh, it was me. We have AdidasLaunchPodcast.com. The Launch Your Podcast in 30 days is open and ready for you to enroll. You can launch your own podcast within 30 days. You have me to help you as your coach and as your guidance and as your own executive producer of your show. We have a meeting together, but we also have like VIP days where we do it for you in one day. You can come into a studio like this one, or we can do it virtually. It all depends on what your means are and what you want to do. So IDKLaunchPodcast.com, or you can check out my website, CarlaWilmaris.com. Now let's get the show started. Let's do it. Okay. So Apple Podcast reviews. I usually read an Apple Podcast review and I give some feedback on that because I thank you. I want you to go to Apple Podcasts. If you do, leave a rating, leave a review. This week was a fun one, interesting, and I loved it because it was someone who's never heard the podcast before. It comes from Jena on the 11th, and she says, meant to be. Of course it is. Everything is. So she says, let me say I never leave reviews. I found this podcast randomly and decided to give it a listen. It's not random. It's by purpose. The first episode I listened was 152, Law and Order. Ooh, girl, you came in with my family drama. You related, so we're friends. And I was almost in tears. Her story is so similar to mine, and it was just so comforting to know that I'm not alone in my healing journey. Love this and will consistently listen. And I will consistently show up because Carlos is here, and he owns the studio, and he told me I gotta show up. So I am showing up for you, for me, for all of us. So thank you, Jena. And I also wanted to become more... what's the word I'm looking for? Just interact with my listeners more. I've become a hermit crab and I'm working on that. So I have some messages, and I'm not very active in the Twitter streets, but I am in my DMs. I am in my comments, and I've been posting more and more reels, and I want to encourage you to leave more comments publicly because my DMs, I lose them. It's just, I don't know where my DMs go. They just, I don't know. Or my text messages. So if you ever text me and you think I'm ignoring you, I'm not. I ignore everybody. So one of them that I saw here, she says, Carla, I'm listening to your latest podcast, which was the previous podcast. She says, woo, you're speaking nothing but facts. I needed this. I'm now a single mom of 4 while their dumbass dad, I didn't say that, she did, just gets to do whatever. He's so fucking annoying. And I get it. I get that frustration, and you're telling that. That's why I'm not saying your name, because I get your frustration. And you're probably like, I haven't been able to say this out loud or to anyone because it'll make you sound bad, but it's the truth. I feel you. You felt what I was saying. I wasn't going to put out that episode, but I'm glad that I did because I have another message. I won't say her name either because they're very personal. She says, Carla, I'm listening to your latest podcast. This is the second part. She says, you're not the only one. I don't understand why it is the norm. Men trap women too. And I talked about this last episode. I had lost 60 pounds. My oldest son was 10 at the time, and my daughter was 9. My ex-husband knew I was going to leave him, and I let my guard down. Ended up pregnant. I know I gained the weight back and have been thrown away like trash after 14 years with this person. And he has moved on with someone else with kids who he now spends more time with than our 4. To say that I'm angry is an understatement, but I hold my head high, do what I have to do for my kids, and keep it pushing. I know God has a plan for my life, and thanks to you, I'm gonna get emotional. I think it's the gummy. Oh my God. Thanks to you, I tell myself every day to stay obedient and pray for God to guide me to what his plan is for my life. So thanks again for the episode, for being a boss. You have people looking up to you, girl. Thank you. I know you're listening because you listened to the last episode. So at some point you listen again. You are me. I am you. We are so many women, including some women that I brought with me today. Yay. They're my friends. So I brought really good friends of mine onto the pod. I haven't, had a lot of guests on. I have Paula, which I absolutely love, but she has a job and she can't come during the day.
Oh no.
So I have to get her in as much as I can. No. I want to start bringing, more of my friends. And I really enjoyed talking to Paula on here because she gets it, right? And it's a friendship conversation. I was like, wow, let me bring more friends.
Talking to yourself the whole time.
Right. Or even, I love doing interviews, but sometimes those interviews is like, I love them because I get to learn more about people. But sometimes I just want to sit with my girlfriends and let's talk like girlfriends. And I'm talking to y'all like y'all are my girlfriends as well. Like you're listening right now. So I brought them on. Jenna has been on an episode before.
Yeah.
Steph, we have to find the episode so we can put it in the show notes.
We probably don't have to do that.
No, we're going to do it. We're going to put in the show notes the episode with Jenna because she's my wax lady. And she has, other than the men that have been in there, she gets in there. She has her face in there while talking to me about shit that she has no reason to be talking to me about while she's ripping my vagina off. She has no mercy for me, none of that. But
I just love you so much.
This is who Jenna is. And I also have Michelle, who's actually her first time on the podcast. Yes. So I think actually you came out with Still Shit, I'm 30.
Yeah, so that's when I was on there.
Yeah, so technically now it's a whole new podcast.
Yeah.
It's really not.
That's why I'm like, we probably don't need to listen to that.
No, we do. We didn't say anything bad. I don't think we did. Maybe, I don't know. But today we're gonna talk about what we do as mothers. We're gonna talk about as women in relationships, and then just as women as on our own. How we've succeeded into walking in our purpose, even though we still might be structuring some of that. I want to bring up a clip that I saw on social media because I think we've all had some type of toxic relationship.
Yeah.
At some point in time. Maybe we were the toxic ones at one point.
Maybe. I don't know.
What?
It was never me.
I don't know.
It was never me. So
I can say that I've been hella toxic before. Oh my goodness. Oh, Michelle's just like, no.
No, I'm perfect.
Michelle's toxic.
Just kidding.
That's
like
the
most toxic. She's in denial.
Well, okay. I've played my part. Okay.
Of course.
But I've never started it, but I've always finished it.
Okay. She's still working on
toxic.
herself. She's still working on
Therapy. I'm in therapy.
So Ray J, I'm going to play this clip because, oh my goodness, it resonated with me so much. It actually it kind of hurt my feelings. Oh. Let me play it.
Jenna. Oh.
Basically, it's Ray J and Princess going at it. We know that they have been as toxic as they come, right? And
I thought they were divorced.
Let me just play it so you can hear it. They're about to be. Let me see it.
Divorced yet, so you don't know. Trust me, all that's gonna change.
Oh, you don't know.
Oh yeah, you don't know.
You don't know what that looks like.
I don't care.
Oh, you don't?
No, you've already been doing it.
No, you've already been doing it. I've never done it. Anything that I've ever done, you've done it with me. Anything I've ever done, you've done it with me.
Just know.
Anything I've ever done, anytime I ever was, but guess who was with me? The Princess was right in the
There's some of the times. There's been times where it's like I loved Ray so much and tried to do the whole threesome thing because you don't have to go outside of a relationship. I could be fun too. But nothing is ever enough for Ray, and I can't keep sacrificing myself and my sanity trying to be something that I'm not to make him happy. You're a lunatic.
So, my heart even starts beating fast when I hear this.
A little triggering. Why do men want us to be gay? Because if I was gay, I wouldn't be dating you. I don't like vaginas. So, it's definitely not, and I don't know, one day I'll maybe open up about some other things. But when I see this, there's a few things. So basically, she's opening up about the fact that she was participating in threesomes with Ray J. That she didn't want to do.
That she didn't want to keep him happy. She basically felt like if she did threesomes with him, he wouldn't step out anymore.
Cheat, yeah.
It would make him happy. It's like, why are you so unhappy? Why can't I need to make you happy? And not to say anything. Well, we talked about this on air today on the radio. And the first thing that Lil Sean said, which is what most people say. So I actually said it on air because he's not wrong for saying it. It's what most people think. He was like, she knew who she was getting with. That's Ray J, what she expect. And I said, don't say that. Don't say that. Because you have no idea how strong a woman can be. And little by little, a man will chip at you.
Yep.
And when it comes to a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, 6 years later, we are now bending what we're willing to do.
Our morals.
In order, we will go against our values, our morals to make them happy. And we don't even realize we're doing it. We just want peace. We just want you to just like me again. Just love. And we're searching for these breadcrumbs. So when people say, that's just Ray J, Do we know the Ray J that's promising her?
Well, who know? Like, we don't know him. I don't know him.
I don't even know them.
him.
I don't know him. I don't know her.
I think the common denominator is she's like misplacing her piece in his hands. Like,
correct. And I was told the same thing.
Yeah.
Look who you had a baby by. Look who you got engaged to. And I was like, well,
what does that mean? You don't know him.
See what
I
I
don't
had.
even know him.
You guys just see what's on social media. I saw a real person, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just like this facade of what they were showing me. Now, in retrospect, I still wouldn't have changed what I did because I was not going off of words. I was going off actions.
Yeah.
And that is such a dangerous thing to do when people are like, well, she knew. No, she didn't know. Many of people don't know. And I'm sure we can all say we've been in a relationship where things have happened to us or we've bended our values.
You're like, how did I get here?
How the fuck did I get here?
Like, where was the turning point? Like, at what point should I have left?
But
like,
I think
how did I get here?
I think in reality, we always need to remember we do not know these people. We don't know what they got into. We don't know how they met, what the feelings are. We don't know any of those things. We don't know
But
them.
outside of them, have you ever found yourself bending your values and your morals and what you would do? Did you know it at the time?
Girl. Like, what? Yes, for every relationship. I mean, I was in a 3-year relationship with a woman. Like, what are we talking about? Like, how did that
every time
happen?
I ask you, you're like, I'm not gay. And I'm like, well,
I'm not gay. I guess I'm bisexual.
okay.
Because I think women are beautiful and, you know.
So would you be in another relationship with another woman?
No. Absolutely not, Carla.
But wait.
Just gonna laugh this time.
Is it because you're jaded from another woman? Or is it because you're like, I'm not bi. I think I was just.
I don't think.
I think women are beautiful. I think both of you guys are beautiful. I don't want to put my hand on your vagina.
I see enough vaginas.
But that's.
I think if I didn't wax vaginas, I'd probably be more into women. I'm so like.
See, the thing is, I just think women are just so beautiful, and
just
you know,
and
you know, like I love touching women, I love kissing them,
I love,
but
I love kissing.
Yes,
them.
but the thing is like in realizing that regardless of what gender you choose to be with, they both ain't shit. So it's like you really have to either choose that. But the thing is, and I don't listen. They're messy, okay? Being gay is messy. Being
straight is messy too.
It's all you choose your mess.
3 bitches pregnant at the same time. At least y'all don't have kids running around.
I have 2 of them, so yes.
Well, I mean, not you,
but it's just for me. Would I again? No. Because I've had to realize that like I love men, and I you know, I think I was just going through a phase in my life where I was so tired of being used by men or allowing myself to be used because everything is a choice,
right.
And just like not finding what I want. I'm like, I'm this woman of value and I have power and I'm beautiful and I have everything, but can't find a man. So let me try something different. And honestly, the way me and my ex got together was we were really good friends, and you know, like it was like one of those she took care of me, and she just made me feel the love that I so wanted, like I wanted. And then you get that love, and then it turns, there's just a turning point. You know, you really learn to learn people. You start living together, and then you're like, oh my gosh. And then it's like a snowball effect. And then there's things that you allow, and then they keep happening. And it's the same thing. It was repetitive cycle.
So you were going through the same issues with a woman as that you went through a man.
Yes. Yes.
Just with a strap on this time.
No. No. I didn't say that.
That's not what I'm asking without asking.
No, I didn't do that. I didn't partake in that. So there was just, you know.
I get it. No, I get it. I get it to a certain extent because I don't. Let's just say I just haven't been single long enough because women aren't my thing. But there was a point in my relationship where I was being questioned, and where if I would have stayed any longer, there was a possibility I would have went into that without me wanting to. Yeah. It was very close of being said. But what shocked me about this specific video was when he was like, everything I did, you were there. He didn't bring her on to these threesomes because he wanted to have this sexual experience. It was like, I'm going to bring you and make you do things against what you believe in and what you even want. And then I'm going to blame you for being there, for me being there. So it's just like, it's your fault.
Win. Like, you can't do anything right.
Right. No. And he's walking out telling her, you don't know who you are. This is who you are. And she's just like, no. But because she committed the act, now in his eyes, she can be blamed for being that person when she's not.
You consented to it. No, you really just, you
manipulated me, right?
Me feel
because really she made the choice, but it's a choice of manipulation, right?
Yeah.
How you can really get like gaslit into doing certain things. How you can be just the whole thing. So this just brought up to me the fact that a grown woman just like us could do something against her will, and you know what? She can move on from it, and so can we. Mm-hmm. I've had my experiences where I've done things and I'm like, that was so out of character. Like, why did I allow this to happen? But you know what? Huh?
That's
growth.
Immense growth.
Yeah. Because not like blaming them, being like, okay, well, what did I do? Like, why do I allow myself to be in these situations?
Correct.
Like, not them, me.
Because yes, they might have gaslit you, they might have manipulated you, they might have put you in a very uncomfortable position where you made that decision. But once you're out of it, it's like, you know what? I can't, and there's still plenty of times that I blame myself and I'm very hard on myself. But I can truly say there's a reason why I allowed physical abuse, why I allowed verbal abuse, why I allowed, any type of manipulation, because I was searching for something else. So if I'm no longer searching for that and I fix it within myself, with a lot of money, not a therapy. The bitch is rich. With a lot of that and a lot of books and a lot of journaling, it can get better. So that's why I brought up Ray J and Princess. Hopefully, I think she's moved on as dating someone else.
I hope so.
She is, but then I actually don't. I feel like you need to be not the dating part,
the moving on part. The moving on
7 months. I don't even know why I went to go wax my vagina with Jenna yesterday because
love me.
Just to go see her. I really wanted to see her.
You just want someone to touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Literally, I'm like, I'll just make this a thing, like a self-care thing maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because it's not being touched and I'm okay with it. I've never been alone this long in my life. But I also think there's other things going on where I'm just like not attracted to shit. Like I really don't.
I mean, you're not really missing out on much. The dating pool isn't that great.
I keep saying I'm gonna get married again. I'm gonna have a husband.
I'm gonna have that too. But
just right now, I'm okay. Right now, I'm okay because if I jump into another relationship today, tomorrow, or even within the next month, I know it's not gonna give me the fruits that I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be rotten. I'm not there yet. Yeah. I'm not healed yet, and I need to go in healed with another healed motherfucker. He's gonna be so healed.
Don't come to me broke or broken.
Because I don't have time.
Stay on the mic.
Don't come to me broke or broken. Let me speak to the camera.
No, it's seriously because it's all about the journey, right? And I've been in 10 years of relationships. I broke up with my ex in July of last year, and I really have been on this journey of like finding myself. And as much as I want a relationship, because I talk to guys and stuff, but I just know that I'm tired of the cycle. I went through it with a man. I went through it with a woman. I went through it with myself, and now I'm in a space now that if my person comes, I'm ready. I'm in therapy.
You feel like you're ready?
Yeah. I want that love, and I'm ready. I really am. It's just.
Do you really think you're ready?
Yes.
Because when we talk,
I can tell you so hard.
I think no. Because we've been talking, and I'm like, do you really think you're ready, or do you think that maybe we should work on ourselves a tad bit more to come whole, not to come into a relationship 80%? Because I feel like you're like, damn, you're opening up yourself. You're like, I feel like I know what my triggers are, what my trauma is. I'm working through my trauma. Should we? And when I say we, I really mean we.
Yeah.
Should we work through our trauma where we're 100% past it? And now we have all the tools in our toolbox? Or should we come with just a few tools in our toolbox?
I feel like this. I feel like if you get to a certain point in your healing journey and you feel like you're prepared, I don't see why it would be a bad thing to also heal with your person, because there's certain things that someone can give you that you necessarily can't give to yourself in certain points. And for me, I'm at the point in my journey where I'm seeking companionship because I've gone through the domestic violence healing from that. I'm healing, through the single parent issue is just always going to be an issue. Yeah. But, my mom trauma, I'm gratefully going through that. And so I go to therapy twice a week. I'm very intentional about my healing. And for that reason, I feel like I'm in a space now where I'm inviting that energy in, and I'm but I'm becoming more feminine and understanding I don't have to be superwoman.
You are.
And I feel like I may not be at 100%, but I know that the person God has for me and that the universe is going to pair me with is going to fill me, because right now that's what I need. I need companionship. I want to be filled. I want to share these experiences and all these wins with people other than my girls. I love y'all. But I want my man. And I feel like if I feel I'm in a headspace to be ready for that, and I'm accepting of that, and I'm really ready to work through that with somebody, whoever my person is going to understand, she might need a little bit more love.
A little bit.
I'm a princess. I want to be loved.
No, I hear you. I think that maybe it's just me projecting. Probably. Most likely. I'm projecting. Because I'm so right now in the space where I don't want to come to you until I have my toolbox full.
But like,
and then we can use.
But what does that mean?
Like, because
your toolbox is never always going to be full.
I feel like there's like
you're going to come up with another tool,
and like the tools are just escaping while like new. Like it's fucking life. I said I think I'm gonna like if people say how are you doing, I'm just gonna be like I'm lifing. Because I'm like I don't really know how to explain.
Maybe it's also my anxiety because we're like on opposite spectrums, you and I, from anxiety. I am anxiety. She is whatever the other opposite is. She's completely unbothered by life.
It's like, a landmark thing.
We can be looking out this window. Y'all can see the window, but there's a window out there, and there could be a fire in that building over there. She's like, it's that building, not us.
We should
call 911.
Okay.
Yeah, call 911. But I'm over here.
You hear the sirens. Let's just get back to the interview.
Yeah, she'll just go back and be like, well, we'll go downstairs now. She just really doesn't give a shit. I mean, she gives a shit. She loves, but she doesn't give a shit about anything. But that's something I would love to live that way, but just the thought of it.
But I always say, what would Jenna do? I really do.
I've done that too.
I'm calm. And the thing, we just had our 2-year friendship best friend anniversary.
Really?
And yeah, like 2 days ago.
Look at you guys.
And the thing is like, it's so important about who your tribe is because Jenna is that like, she has the big sis energy, like like, let's talk it out. Like, do you really need to send this raging text message or do you really? And I always stop myself sometimes when I get to a point because I'm a Gemini and the twins fight and I have to be like, what would Jenna do? She would tell me that this is not worth it and to back up and walk away.
She was my go-to when I was in Jersey so many times and I would call and she's like, well, that's not okay. That's not okay, but what can we try to? Okay, that's not okay.
Well, my biggest thing is always going to be like, well, what could you have done differently?
Yeah.
Or like, how could the situation have gone differently because of you? Because you can't leave yourself. Like, you can't escape from yourself. Yeah. So you can go find another partner. You can find a man, woman, whatever. Like, you're still going to be there. So the more that you get into, like, the more you have issues with other people and you make it seem like it's a them issue and not take any responsibility whatsoever, like, that's never going to leave you.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm still anxious. But I get it. I love this right now because we're all so different. Like, she's like, I'm in my journey and ready to date. I'm like, bet. I'm like, I'm in my journey. Fuck no. I'm not. And this one's like, love comes to me. Money comes to me.
It does though. It really does.
No,
it really does.
It does. Everything comes to her
because she's just so free and flowing.
I search for shit. I'm searching. Call me Dora. I'm out here. Dora. I'm exploring. I'm looking for. I got my backpack on.
In situations where things can come to me.
Absolutely, you do
repeatedly.
You do. Now there was another, which reminded me of you guys. There's a receipt that came out online about Drake. And in 2006, Drake, Aubrey. He is now multimillionaire, maybe also, I don't even know, he might be a billionaire. There was a receipt that came out that he opened up in 2006 for Ice Cube for $100.
Oh. Wow.
2006, he was his opening act for $100. And he literally said in the article he posted, and he was like, this is just a reminder, if you're getting paid $100 now, keep going.
Yeah.
You know, don't stop. Or if you suck, look at me. You might suck. Trash. Stop. Don't keep going. You know, you might be Drake.
Is that what he said, or that's what you
said?
What
I'm saying. Some people are listening to Drake right now, and they are 10 years in and still making $100. Baby, it might be time for you to reevaluate.
Let it go.
Let it go. There's just certain time. Let's really think about this.
They're just trying to get on their feet.
Mermaids. We are not mermaids over here, okay? We are not. So I bring this up. First, I want to say shout out to the motherfucker on Twitter that called my ass out for not knowing about shit. Look, I'm brand new into the radio space. I don't know anything about celebrities, and now I am forced to know more about the music industry. I've always known more like authors, reading books, like podcasting. Now I'm like in this entertainment space, and I'm like, who are these people? Like, you thought I was feeling you? Who is that? I've never heard the song.
You've never heard the song, Carla?
I just hear people say, "Oh, you thought I was feeling you?" And Ayana walking around with Twitter. With TikTok.
Yeah.
I just know the TikTok.
She just knows the chorus.
I don't think there's much else to the song.
Okay, well,
So it's
the
okay.
point is
Something
that
like
I was
eating
like,
like a
yeah, Drake opened up for Ice Cube for $100. I was like, I only know Ice Cube from Law and Order. I was like, yeah, that's all I know from Law and Order. This lady said, you a radio disc jockey and you don't know the difference between Ice Cube and Ice-T. And I was like,
oh, that's true.
Oh!
He was on Law and Order?
It's
Carla! Ice Cube
My bad.
he's like in NWO, right?
I'm so confused.
Listen, I couldn't tell you.
Who's the different? What is he? Who's the girl with the
NWA.
white wife?
No.
Coco.
That is Ice-T.
That's who's
So
on Law
I
and
kept
Order.
saying, yes.
Ice Cube is Friday.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
He's a rapper?
Yes.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Friday,
See, I don't know
yeah.
I don't know Ice Cube from
From
music.
Compton. Didn't he have like a bio series done on him? with
Bitch,
his
I thought
son?
he was Ice-T. Stop asking me questions. I don't know who the fuck Ice Cube is, clearly.
Well, I was gonna say fuck that bitch, but I was like, oh, she's right.
No, she was right. I said, I only know him from Law and Order. I know him as Coco's husband. I went in about Ice-T instead of Ice Cube.
Oh,
so I am so
no.
sorry. I'm working on it. Give me a
I
second.
can accept
In
when
2
I'm
days.
That's so funny.
In 2 days, it'll make it 2 months that I've been on radio. Give me a second. I got this. I'll get your people right. But anywho, I say this to say that we all started at some point. So I'll do mine really briefly. I was doing podcasts, helping you launch your own podcast for $59 an hour. Right? I would teach you in an hour, everything. Boom, this is what you got to do. Then I upped to $99. Then I remember going to $197 because I love the sevens. Then I went from there to $397. And now, baby, figure
Yeah.
box.
You know,
You got to bring them coins
You gotta
to
bring them
talk to me. You know what I'm saying? You want me to pick up the phone? No, you can do actually a 20-minute consultation. It's $20. Don't you worry. I got you. I'm still here for my people. But then you got to pay. But anyway, this all goes to say I was doing that in 2019. We're in 2022. This is 2 years later. I am nowhere close to where I want to be, but keep at it. I never stopped. I'm
Yeah.
still doing
That's
literally
amazing.
launch your podcast in 30 days has been the same thing that I was doing from 2018 to 2019 to 2022. It's just evolving. The same thing. Drake was
Yeah.
rapping in 2006. Probably didn't sound like what he sounds like today, but that was $100 Drake. Now this is $100 million Drake.
Yeah.
So
Big
that
difference.
was $59 Carla. This is millionaire Carla coming, baby. Oh, she almost there. You know what I'm saying? I made it to 6 figures, not profit. The motherfuckers have to be telling you get a 6-figure business, and really, you didn't profit shit.
How much did you keep?
Right? How much did you
Yeah.
keep that? So that's one thing, and both of you guys are an inspiration to me as single moms because you've never had a job. So Jenna has never had a job, but she's always had a business.
I'm unemployable. I've had jobs. I've been fired from all of them.
Where have you worked?
I worked at Cracker Barrel. I worked at
Oh my
Big
God.
Boys. I did telemarketing. I've gotten fired from every job because I would be like sleeping with someone there, or like I would be like eating. I would like not show up. I'd be late. Like I've gotten fired from every job I've ever had.
Oh my God.
Ever. I haven't had a job since I was 19.
Okay.
Okay, does that
Gotcha.
sound a little
That
better?
sounds
Yeah.
better.
That sounds
But
cool.
in a nutshell, Jenna has a salon.
Yes.
But I remember going to like a little trailer where you had the sun cheaters
Yeah.
and you were tanning. She's like an expert at tanning women of color. Like she is the face of tanning, and you would never think like, why would anyone with color want to be tanned to look like her?
To be like me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
clearly
Beyonce
I'm a
and
little.
Sierra and Rihanna and J-Lo and Meg Thee Stallion and all these people that get spray tans, but you wouldn't know.
I had no idea. Then she spray tanned me, and you couldn't tell me I'm fucking real.
You couldn't
Like,
tell
you
me I
can't
wasn't
tell me
either.
that.
You just lit over here on
I
the tan
am
side.
the baddest bitch when she tans me.
Freckles
I
out.
love
Yeah,
it.
it's
Okay.
amazing. But where did it start and where did it go?
So I worked at a tanning salon, and then I did mobile. So I would go to people's houses, and then I rented 1 room, and then I rented 2 rooms, and then I opened my salon, and then now I train other people in the beauty industry.
And this is a journey of how long?
so fucking long. I mean, I started my business in 2009. I actually not that it's anything crazy, but you know, I have employees and I don't really work much anymore. I actually didn't work for like 8 months. Just like literally it was like, I'm done. So I remember when I had my first $1,000 day, and it was just like
The biggest thing.
the most exciting thing in the whole world. And I had $1,000 day yesterday, and I worked for 2 hours.
Literally.
But it's like that's
And
gross.
one of
Like,
them
I
was
can-
me and I didn't pay.
like, and I work, and I,
But
but I
I
have
bet.
employees, and I charge more, and I see, and I work for 2 hours, and I had $1,000
So
day.
this is 13 years. And before Michelle tells us hers, we have to stop comparing our 24 hours to somebody else's 13 fucking years.
Yeah, no.
Like, we keep looking at, oh my goodness, I've been working so hard for the past 6 months. Bitch,
Well,
6
so
months?
Sit down.
So
You have a long way to go, cutie pie.
Yeah.
A long way to go.
That's really
because
cute.
there are some people that will sell you courses or, you know, dreams of, oh my goodness, if you buy my course for $3,900, you can make 6 figures. Yeah, but when? Stop telling me I'm going to do it in 30 days. No, I promise you
unrealistic.
to launch a podcast in 30 days. I can teach you how to
To
monetize
launch
it.
yeah.
I won't tell you you're going to quit your job at 8 months like I did, because I don't know if you have the same hustle that I do. You know, I don't know if you have the same work ethic that I do. I don't know if what you're doing is to generate leads for your, I don't know who you are and what you're willing to do with that. But I can tell you and show you that with my blueprint, I did this.
Exactly.
Will you be able to do the same if you put the work behind it? So I'm just, you know, I started seeing a lot of people comparing. The comparison game's been going on forever. We compare
social
ourselves,
media.
and we do it. Social media is the worst.
It's the fucking worst.
It's
That's why you have to
absolutely
know how to
worst.
filter it. Like, you have to understand that, like, the reality of it is most of the people 7 times, 8 times out of 10, it's not really real. Like, it's a lot of fluff. So you really have to understand and identify, like, what is real and what's not.
Right.
Like, don't let the
and the
stuff
followers,
fool you.
like, followers does not
That doesn't mean
equate
anything.
It doesn't mean a
to
damn
money.
thing. I just
No.
saw a girl
At all.
buy followers the other day.
Like,
I was
at
like, silly.
Silly.
But for you started a business with Dollar Store,
Yeah.
Dollar
so,
Tree stuff.
Yeah. So in 2017, I started my first cleaning company, and I started it because I had like an aha moment, and I had to use Landon's piggy bank money to buy Trey diapers. And at that time, my boys were like 6 weeks. Trey was 6 weeks old. Landon was 5. And I was just like, this is not the life. That was not for me. Like, this is not, no, absolutely not. So I had a notebook from 2015 when I was working at Summit Broadband. Shout out to Summit Broadband. Because of FMLA, I got fired. And I had created the plan, but I had a boyfriend at that time that was like, I can't date a maid. And circle back. Yeah, this maid over here is maid. Yeah, exactly.
Shut up.
He
said,
said-
like mine that I don't want to date a podcast.
I was gonna say, we have a similar story.
I was told because I had
I was playing with people's faces when I went to school for aesthetics.
And literally, I had this
6 figures later.
I had this amazing plan. Queen Cleaning Concepts, 2015. I wanted to launch it. That's what was going to be my leaving the call center life and all of that. And the person I was with at the time was like, I can't date a maid. And I was like, okay. So I had that notebook still. To this day, I still have it. And I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. So one day I woke up. My mom was like, Michelle, why are you crying? What are you doing? And I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
May 12th, 2017, I filed my LLC, got my supplies from the dollar store, cleaned one house, got better supplies, got
How'd you
my
get that one
first.
house?
Going on Facebook Live saying that I clean houses.
One time for the LLC though.
I did get my
I'm
LLC
like,
first.
you
I'm a
need
second
an LLC.
I'm a second generation entrepreneur, so I
But
kind of
I will say you could have definitely cleaned the house without an LLC.
No.
Oh
I
yeah,
hear
yeah. Of
you.
course you
Like,
didn't need to.
because
we
that thing-
support LLCs here.
Absolutely, you do. She does like business stuff all day
Your
long.
business doesn't start
until you have an LLC. And I understood that.
Your
throwing that out
income,
there.
but
Your
you
income
can start.
does.
What I think a lot of people need to do also is, oh my goodness, you need to have proof of concept before you even put that LLC out.
Yeah.
You need to have a proof of concept, and what does that mean? Clean a couple houses, see if you even like it, because then you're gonna go and spend. In Florida, it's $125. In California, when I was talking
But
to
then you
May,
can just change the name of the LLC. to
it's
something
$800.
else.
But what if entrepreneurship is just not for you?
Well, then you can just use it to build business credit anyways.
For what business?
Yeah.
They're not gonna be an entrepreneur. They're gonna go get a job.
No.
So give it a proof of concept for a little bit first. You know, I know you went straight to the
Yeah,
LLC,
well, I
but
went.
you knew you
I just
already
knew
had-
what the
yeah.
idea was.
Right.
I knew what I was
But
gonna do.
that's one thing that sometimes like I get like, no. Get a proof of concept first, because not everyone's supposed to be an
Go
entrepreneur.
run out and be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, because here it's cheap. It's
Tax
$125,
benefits.
but $800 and over $1,000 in other states. That's a lot of money for some folks that aren't even meant to be entrepreneurs and can't even make money on their own. But sorry.
No, you're fine.
Go ahead.
You're fine. You're fine. And it's kind of situational. So with not having an LLC, because if you're trying to get into commercial, they're going to
Correct.
verify if it. So that I got, so I was cleaning houses, and all I did was go on Canva with the free one, start an Instagram and start a Facebook. I started Tip Tuesday. And the Queen of Clean was always on Tip Tuesday. And it was the most consistent thing I've ever done. And that's how I got my name, the Queen of Clean, because if you could ask me anything, I would go on there and talk about why it was important to keep red mold out your bathroom. I learned everything about cleaning.
I love it.
And I became the Queen of Clean of Orlando. If you saw cleaning, you associated it with me. Like, dead ass. So then after that, I made $17,000 in 90 days cleaning houses by myself. And when I realized the power that I had, that's when I was like, oh, I have something crazy. So going from being dead broke and using my kids' money to spend on my kids and then getting the LLC and then walking away from my job July 11th, 2017, 2 months after I started, because listen, it was going to outwork me, nobody.
Right.
And to this day, 6 years, almost 6 years later, no, 5.5 years later, I now do cleaning industry coaching. I'm known in the industry as an expert. I'm a productivity coach. I have a business development agency. I have a nonprofit called the Single Parent Purpose, which is a 501c3 that is registered here in Florida.
She's throwing out numbers and letters.
Yes. And
she's certified with
and
numbers.
in all, with all the things that I've done, I change lives for a living. And my story of being a single mom that had the resilience, that gets up every day, that didn't care. I don't have a college degree. Couldn't even pass college algebra. 2 baby daddies, all of that, single mom. And I now have a legacy for my children.
You do. You do. And you're probably listening right now and be like, well, I can't do that. But you can't clean a toilet. You clean your toilet, don't you? Well, that might be a little questionable with some people. I don't clean mine.
And it wasn't the most glamorous thing.
No,
I felt a waste at some point. But when I realized, like, I just made $4,000 in a week.
Yeah.
Listen, call me Molly May.
Right. And Molly May's not around for no reason.
Listen,
there
$1 billion.
is a proof of concept
How
there.
much is the cleaning industry?
Over $1 billion.
Yeah.
I don't clean my house. I've been very vocal about this. Since I was in high school, I hired my mother's friend on a weekly basis, $50 out of my allowance, and selling candy and braiding hair. I was hustling. But I was not going to wash my clothes and I was not going to clean my room.
No.
And I had to pay that $50 because in order to be in my mother's house without getting your ass whooped and being able to leave your room, you had to have that room cleaned, right? So, and I moved out of my mother's house and I've always had a cleaning person.
Yeah.
Always had. I'm not doing it the same way that there's some people out here that want to do podcasting. They're not doing it. There's some bitches out here that are like, I'm not going to be pale. Make me even. She's doing it, but they're not gonna put the lotion on. All like I'm gonna come to you. It's a convenience thing.
Yeah.
And there is something for everyone out there.
You
but
can make money doing
anything,
literally anything.
But I brought this specific episode and both of you here because I love people. So you can make money doing anything. Well, here's 2 things. You can learn how to spray someone. And what do you even need certification to spray people? No. Spray tan people? You need a gun, some spray tanning oil, and hit up Jenna to teach you how to do it.
You can do.
She'll be like, okay, I'll charge you X amount to teach you how to spray tan. I don't know. I'm making her work. But if y'all are listening and you want to learn how to spray tan and go mobile, all you have to need is a tent, a spray gun, and some spray tanning stuff. Learn how to fucking do it.
And it's like the profit margins are
ridiculous.
Insane. It cost me like $3 to $4 a tan, and in the salon I charge $50, but to do mobile, you'd probably charge like $60. Like the profit margins are insane.
Yeah, you just spent $3 to make.
Cleaning is more
tedious, but like depending on like what you're cleaning, all that stuff, there's over 50 niches. So in the cleaning industry,
with tanning, right? It's like it's like whenever someone wants a tan or whatever. With cleaning, we need cleaning all the time. Always. And it's not just homes. What are the different places that can go clean right away?
Daycares, call centers, restaurants, salons.
You're the cleaning lady once.
What is it called? The barbers. I mean, realistically, everywhere needs cleaning. And the thing that people fail to realize is that there's a lot of cleaning companies, but there's not quality. There is not consistency. And that is what the industry lacks. And that's what I teach on, is that it doesn't matter if you're what is the one thing that Molly Maid has on all of us? They're consistent.
Yeah.
That's it. They have a process. The girls go in, they clean the same thing. A lot of people lack process in their business, and that's why it doesn't work, because success loves speed, but it also loves systems and strategies.
Right. And I love that. So there's 3 different things here that I'll leave you with, because there's the one thing that I was jaded by women empowerment. Was it you who I was telling this to on the phone? And you're like, why? hate the word or what the connotation of woman empowerment came, because that would be us here telling you, you can make money anything. I made it cleaning. I made it with the self-tan. I did it with podcasting. Figure yours out. Well, no, here's 3 things I'm giving you to do. She has a course on teaching you how to start your own business, cleaning business. Boom. You can go to her, or you can also YouTube all of this. Go on Google, do it yourself. She just basically gave you what she did.
And I talk about it on YouTube too.
Boom. Free resources and paid resources if you want more, right? Or once you can start with the free, and once you get to a certain point, she can help you elevate to the next. Beauty business. Boom. She has it. I could care less. The fact that I did my hair today is because I like y'all. And I'm not gonna have y'all talking shit about me looking too bad. So beauty business. Boom. You want to start with spray tanning. You want to already have your good braider. You want to learn how to get your LLC, your business credit, whatever the fuck you have to do. Boom. She got you. I don't.
Done.
Podcasting. Yeah. I'm now working, and this is another business venture that I'm going to go into. I'm going to start you can start your own podcast. We make money, yes, making podcasting. But the one person that makes money podcasting, no matter what, is post-production.
Yep.
Post-production, no matter what. The studio will always make money if you want to come in here. They don't do it for free, right? You editors, you need editing. You need graphic designers. Yep. You need a podcast manager, pre-production, depending on what it is. But all podcasts need that. So I'm going to create a course, a very simple starter, like the 5 main things for you to become a podcast producer. And teach you how to edit, how to come up with show notes and copywriting. And you can give you some email templates for you to reach out to all these different podcasts and be like, hey, I can make, and you know what? I started for $59.
That's the sauce, right?
So
there.
You can say, what I pay,
saucy.
Very saucy.
My editors, it's above market price. I was just telling Mandy the other day, I was like, she's like, oh, I could have done that, because I quoted one of my pods for an extra episode, and she's like, damn, I could have done that for less than half the price. And I said, I know, but I pay editing this much. And she said, oh, damn. I said, yeah, because the quality that I give and the customer service that I give, it's worth it, and it warranties that. But I didn't start there. I literally used to pay $5 an hour. Stephanie, I know you're right now live listening. That's what I used to pay, bitch. $5 an hour for doing an hour episode, including show notes.
Wow.
So when they were done, I think it was like $10, or if I felt generous that day and I was like, oh, I got a little extra, I was going $15. So that's how much I used to pay. And even now, I still have one girl in the Philippines, and I used to pay $5. I think I pay her now $20. I'm paying her a little bit less than what I pay here, like, from my people.
I'm really taking care of like 3 families for that.
Literally. I am. So at the end of the day, you have to start somewhere. So I'm going to teach you how to, if you're into the podcasting space, for me, let me teach you how to edit. Let me teach you how to do this shit, and go, and where you can go and get your own clients to do it. I can't produce everybody's podcast. I don't want to, actually. I don't want to.
When you're a boss, you really, truly delegate.
Yeah, I like to choose who I want to work with, and so can you. But I didn't choose it first. I had pods that I was listening to that I fucking hated.
Well, it's what's important. It's like, we talk about this all the time. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to teach business credit, but I have to teach you what you're going to do with the money.
Right.
Like, I'm going to teach you about cleaning, or I'm going to teach, but then I'm going to teach you business development. Yeah. I'm going to teach you systems.
Like, I'm going to teach you, the cleaning, but I'm going to teach you productivity.
Because you have to scale at some point.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can't just be like, oh, podcast. Like, you're going to have to build a team. You're going to have to understand this knowledge. Like, you're going to know these skills.
But right now, for today, I know there's so many women in a situation where, like, I need a side hustle.
Yeah.
So you can go and clean a couple houses a week and make a couple extra, dollars. You can go and spray, and I keep bringing up spray tanning because you don't need a license.
No.
Yeah.
You don't need a license. So I don't want the excuse of like, oh my God, I have to go to cosmetology school. No. You don't got to go to school for that. For me, I never went to engineering school or broadcasting like some people have
real life
in radio. I am in radio
experience.
I am in actual radio with folks that have been doing radio for 20 plus years, and they're like, I just got called out today. You're a disc jockey and don't know the difference between Ice-T and Ice Cube, and I still got the job. And I still got the job over how many hundreds and thousands of people that are coming out of broadcasting school. Why? Because I took the time on this microphone and perfected my craft and still stayed true to myself to be there. So the whole point of this last rant is I brought women here to teach you. We're all single moms.
Yep.
Well, she got a man. But we're all single moms. We made it with our kids on our own. She's had Hayden. Hayden is what now, 14?
Yeah.
I have a 17-year-old and a 1-year-old. Yeah. You have a 7 and a, what is it?
10 and 5.
Disgusting. When did they get there?
Girl,
I was going to say, Jesus Christ.
Listen, sis, we pushing. I have grown children.
We have children.
I have a
We
high
have
schooler.
children.
Big
I am the
kids.
only one
Jesus with a
that started
one.
over. But you know, besides the point, love me or saw me. Hopefully you get enough out of there's side hustles for you to do before. Don't feel like you're stuck in a situation.
Yeah.
We
You're
all
never
felt
stuck.
We
You're
all
never
felt stuck at some point, and we made it work. So if you needed some friends, needed some amigas to help you, we're
Come be
here.
friends with us.
Yes. So before we go over to our questions and emails, I do want to let you know about BetterHelp. I do it every time. She talked about going to therapy. Do you use virtual?
Yes, I do.
You use BetterHelp?
Thank you, Carla.
Use the code.
I did it because you did it. And friends that love friends tell friends to go to therapy.
Please go.
Yes. I've been telling her, have you started yet?
I feel like Jenna's okay.
I'm a therapist.
Yeah, she's our therapist.
I am the therapist.
That
She's
is
fine.
the biggest sign that you need a therapist. But
I'm the therapist.
we'll digress and go into letting you know how you too can get help and not be like Jenna. No, but I mean, Jenna's doing great. But I still, even when we're good,
No,
I feel like even when we're
She's doing
good,
therapy,
because I started and I wasn't going through like what I'm going through now. I feel like we all have reasons to go. Anyway, betterhelp.com/PWP. You'll get 10% off your first month. You're not going in there to talk to just someone. They're actually trained therapists. I love talking to Jenna. And Jenna will tell me, well, that's not okay, but I'll talk to Michelle. I'll talk to Dex. I'll talk to my friends. Yeah. But that's not the same as getting an unbiased person. When you talk to the therapist, you don't know their birthday. These people are they like really not people. They don't tell you shit about them.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm. You know
makes me feel so
nothing.
weird.
And you're like, you know my whole life.
Yeah, you go in there and you start talking to them, right? And you're telling them everything about your deepest, darkest secrets, and they're listening, and they're giving you objective thing that your friend won't think because you love me. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna come to a point that you're like, bitch, you still there? Get the fuck out. The therapist is gonna try to figure out, oh, well, we're still there. So let's think about what was your trauma with your mother. Now in 3 months, I
twitch. Oof.
Girl, because I got the trauma with my mother. Just keep fucking with me. And it's gonna be a lifetime thing. Mm-hmm. So you talk to your therapist at BetterHelp. I've taken phone calls. I've done video calls on my phone. I've done video calls on my computer.
They have the group conference. So if you don't have, like, if you have a meeting with your therapist and you want to, like, maybe go see what other people that have bipolar disorder are talking about, like, there's, like, a group counseling session.
I haven't done that.
You should.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like if you book with your therapist and you still want to have like some extra interaction, they actually have group sessions that are on co-parenting. They on all different topics.
I'm doing that tonight.
You need to. And they have them like daily. And I used to do one like every day because you're in a group session with the therapist, but there's other people there. And so it's like you get to hear their perspective, the therapist's perspective. It's really nice. It's so sweet. I'm
doing it today. Okay,
you should definitely look at the other features.
There is financial aid available. See, there's even more features that I haven't even
There is financial aid.
There is financial aid. So when you're filling out the questionnaire, it's going to ask you, hey, can you afford this? What are your living situation? Tell the truth. If you're like, fuck, I don't want people to know how fucked up I am, let them know how fucked up it is.
They need to know.
They need to know. They want to help you.
This is not the government. This is not. Tell them the truth, and you can get really. I've seen people get really low.
Tell them the truth.
Tell them the truth.
So betterhelp.com/PWP. Do that today. Try it out, even if it's for a month. I promise you'll see a difference.
You will.
And you're like finding a therapist. If you don't like it, just switch. I've switched therapists twice on BetterHelp. One, motherfucker left me. Two, I was like, he was weird, and I switched to the one that I have now. But you can switch, and within 24 hours, boom, you have a new therapist. So that's BetterHelp and my spiel on that because I believe in it, and I tell all my friends to do it. Like, I legit get texts, hey, what's that code again? I got you.
That's why I'm in therapy. Thank you, Carla.
You're
Shout out
welcome.
to Carla.
So exciting. Okay, so questions and emails. If you want to ask me a question, just go to or email me at askcarlawilmaris@gmail.com. askcarlawilmaris@gmail.com. So the letter this week, little enabling. I'll tell you beforehand. So she says, my brother is 23. He's depressed and unemployed. I love my brother because he's been through some things and we had the same shitty parents. Girl. He's living off of me. He has a monthly travel pass I pay to encourage him to get out more. A few subscription passes, coffee subscription. So at least he's spending a few hours a week in a cafe looking for a job and a few other things. I pay for other things too. I'm thinking of paying his driving lessons as well. I manage my finances very well and it doesn't affect my marriage. My husband believes I'm enabling my brother though. I don't think I am because I can see him improving with this approach. To sum it up, my brother had cancer in his late teens to early 20s. And on top of a few other things, it has left him anxiety-ridden and traumatized. He's not stupid. He has a Bachelor of Siege. Okay, it's biomed. I don't know what the fuck that means. Thanks for, you knew. I didn't know what the fuck that meant. Biomed, but no work experience. I know my husband wouldn't allow it, but if I could, I'd even let my brother move in until he gets his life together. I understand my husband's stance, but he doesn't understand mine. It's causing a lot of tension, and my husband is attributing certain things to my brother. What can I do? Wow. I was going to talk shit, but just kidding. I hadn't finished the whole thing. This is a tough one because I can tell that you love your brother a lot. He's 27 also. I see a lot of subscriptions to coffee, to go out. I don't see one for therapy. I didn't even realize that. We just did BetterHelp. I don't see one here for therapy. You are helping him get out. Love it. All of this will go hand in hand with him seeing a therapist. Having cancer, having shitty parents, I get it. I had both. So there's a lot of traumatizing things there. Like, it's scary sometimes. I hate going to get a pap smear. Not because of the pain that it works, but I remember last time I got a pap smear, what happened? I was in surgery literally 2 days after we got the results of the biopsy. So, and now I'm like, is it going to tell me it came back or something's there? We just don't know. So you need to put him in therapy. So if there's any, for me, you said, what can you do? Put it as in therapy, BetterHelp, PWP, 10% off. Your husband be like, hubby, got a discount. But definitely take him to therapy and then see where that progress takes you, and don't move him in, girl. Don't do that.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that. But I don't really like America's like family values. I feel like we don't really care for family like people do in other countries.
Probably.
And that gets a little blurry because now, like, her being married, it's like, well, which family takes precedence? Like, does me and my husband family take precedence over me and my brother's relationship? Like, which family do you choose?
Because immediate family changes once you're married. Like, your immediate family is no longer like your siblings and your mom and dad. It's your husband and your children, or you and your husband. Like, that's how I feel.
Hard.
So who would you choose?
My husband. I mean, at the end of the day, like, I
wouldn't move him in.
I wouldn't move him in, but I also would have to, like, my husband would have to understand I wouldn't stop helping him. Like, that's my brother. And at the end of the day, like, that's my family. He's your family as well. And granted, yes, moving in might be a little excessive, but if this is our brother and he's struggling, like, out of anything, like, we're going to help him.
Yeah, and I feel like here is having that conversation with your husband, maybe, because now you guys bring up a good point. When she says my brother, it should be our brother.
I got super triggered because I feel like men, they'll move their friends in.
Yeah.
They'll take care of their moms forever. They'll, like, have their family members move in. Like, they don't really have those. And as women, we're just, like, nurturers and caretakers. So we're like, we get it. We understand. Like, I feel like that wouldn't even be a issue if it was his brother.
Yeah, he would be.
That just triggered the fuck. Like, I don't know. I got so triggered.
No, you're right. You're right, because a lot of families have people come in from their family, and it's usually the husband's family, not
maybe
the
it's because they're taking care of the house.
I mean, I get the whole not moving.
No, they're not taking care of the house. Taking care of the bills. Taking care of the house is us. So when they're in the house and shitting all over the toilet that we got to clean.
Yeah, it's not convenient.
But cooking and the cleaning up, I'm the one doing that, and you're bringing them into the space that I have to upkeep in the home.
I just think the one big thing that's missing here is communication. I feel like she may feel like if she communicates her effective feelings, how she's really feeling to her husband, she feels like it may, like, cause more issues. And mind you, I don't know what the situation is, but I feel like the cure for having no clarity, because right now there's, like, a lot of gray areas, create a black and white space. Like, sit down with him and say, listen, this is what needs to happen. Like, get an action plan. Say, he's struggling. I understand. Our bills are good. I'm not trying to move him in, but listen, this is my brother. This is our brother. This is our family. And we need to help him. And I just feel the same way, like, family values.
Maybe having a plan too, because it's like, sit down with your husband and then also sit down with your brother. Hey, what does this look like for you? Hey,
after the husband, then bring the brother in
first. Her and the husband come up with a plan. Like, I think this would work for him. Then bring in the brother and say, hey, so we are so excited to help you and create this plan.
Support.
We have this 6-month plan where we think what are your goals? So let's start working towards your goals. And this will look like, I think therapy will help you, and then getting out. But then also while you're looking for a job, maybe let's start with this one. We'll help you find this job.
And maybe encourage.
And he has a degree.
Yeah. Encourage husband to spend time with him one-on-one, because, if he had shitty parents and all of that, like, he maybe. You guys
could be like the
parents. Yeah, like that companionship with, like, a male person that can guide him, and versus, like.
It seems like they're, like,
very separated.
Like, it's like, we use the word, like, and instead of but. or it's
however,
like my brother
yeah.
or my husband.
Yeah, no.
Like my brother but my husband. It's like my brother and my husband. So once you use the word and, you can find a way to like
we need clarity on what this is. It, are we a family dynamic or is
they
this
seem very
just
separated?
Yeah, like
right now.
we're a pack. We're together.
Oh, you guys are so smart.
Oh, thanks.
I really love this.
All the content.
I love I'm a family girl.
Me
like,
too.
I love family. I love, like, we have Sunday dinner every Sunday at my parents' house. I'm very close with my parents. Like, shout out to my dad. He's building me my own studio.
He is.
But it's just I have a brother that's very troublesome. So, and my mom would never allow him to be left behind, regardless of the circumstance. And that in my family, we don't leave our family behind. Like, we take care of each other. So
I love that because I thought I had that in family until my father passed away, and they were like, "Deuces, bitch, we don't even like you." And I was like, "Damn."
But that's why you have us, because I love you so much.
Absolutely.
You get to build your family.
So you get to build it. So whether it's a family like yours where you guys have family dinners, or whether it's like me, I got Luna's bitch ass running around trying to eat whatever I put on the floor, or my kids just like not paying me no mind. I need to work better on doing like dinner on the table.
I did that for like a few months, and I was like, that's overrated.
We've been doing, honestly, like my family, we've been doing Sunday dinner probably for like 2 years.
Really?
Because it's the one thing that like we just you have to make sacrifices and commit. So
as a whole man in the room, I'd be ignoring Carlos like men don't even exist. Carlos, would you let your wife have you ever had your wife bring a family member into the home?
2 weeks max.
2 weeks?
It never just stays at 2 weeks. Yeah, well, with him, yes. But I'm saying, like, when you put time frames on stuff, I think when someone moves into your house, like, you have to remember, like, they're coming because they're struggling. So do you realistically believe in the times that we're in? Milk is $6 a gallon.
So it's either 2 weeks and you can, so probably with him, he's saying it's a situation where 2 weeks will help or none at all.
I feel like that you should never invite someone into your home that's not supposed to be there. Like, in all reality, I don't care if you're my brother or not. Like, you're not moving into my house, because when are you moving out?
Yeah.
And that's what,
unless you're okay with them living with you.
Yeah, but that's with anybody. Like, if someone's like, hey, can I crash on your couch? You cannot, because you need to crash right now. So you're not even in a space to like live. It would be
like my home is being built, or I don't know. Like, there could be like exceptions to the rule.
No, you just don't bring. I don't.
You mean like if my house?
No, like you don't bring people, and even not married.
I mean,
you don't bring people in your house.
Like, you mean like if you're in a relationship?
If I'm in a relation, like, okay.
So what if you're single with the kids and
I'm in someone's house?
Huh?
I'm in my friend's house. Like, they're not telling me no, but I'm talking about like that situation.
Right. So, okay. Because
that's very circumstantial. So if I came to you and was like, Carla, right now, like I just need a room, like,
For how long? I've never had a room.
I would never ask you that, because I know you have anxiety. I'd be like, Jenna, like, what are you gonna do?
I barely want my kids in my house.
Well, then, but not even that. I have my mom and dad. I could always go back home.
But I will say, if you said to me, hey, my house is under construction for the next, they'll be done in 2 weeks, which is what you said. We'll be done in 2 weeks. That circumstance, I can see saying, yeah.
But her brother's not getting a house built. He doesn't have any money.
Yeah.
He's poor. Yeah.
Totally different circumstance.
I want to like rewind and touch on Michelle's family dinners, because I think like it's super important to realize that we can start traditions.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if you always wanted your parents to be a certain way, or you always like wanted your family to look a certain way, I think we have to be okay with like knowing that we can do that sometimes.
We can.
So I love that.
And that's why even with me and Jenna, we created that same culture in our friendship, and it's like, we both became best friends when we both left very bad relationships. And so we made it a point to be good friends to each other, to always have dates, to always check in. And I think when you're intentional, it's not being like high maintenance or anything. I know this is a little off topic, but you get to set the tone for what you want in your life. If you want a family dynamic, create that. If you want good people around you, be intentional to create good relationships. You have a lot going on. She has a lot going on. I have a lot going on. But what's the one thing we do in common? We check in with each other, even if it's on an Instagram message. Like, you're never too busy to just be like, hey, I'm thinking about you, or I love you, or you know what, let's go to the Grand Bohemian on Sunday and blow a bag on fucking brunch. Like, it doesn't matter.
My favorite. Actually, can we go back?
Can we go back? I've been thinking about crab legs recently,
but they don't have the crab legs thing that I usually like. The oysters, I mean.
I don't like
it. Was different.
The oysters, it kind of like,
it was different.
I was like, But it was still amazing.
It was very, very
great
good.
time.
The aftermath, I'm not going downtown, but
I told you let's go.
I left y'all.
I
already
left at a very good time. I said let's go. You didn't listen.
Drunk.
I almost went to get her. I told you I checked her location and was like, I'm coming downtown to get you. Where are you? Oh no,
I was already in the Uber. Passed out.
I was home, passed out, and she's like, I missed my home. I was like, whoa, child.
I missed my webinar.
You did miss your webinar.
I woke up at 3 a.m, drunk, throwing up, crab legs.
Won't happen again. But where can everyone, find you and what you guys do before we wrap up this episode?
You can find me on Instagram at I am Michelle Welch.
Yes, you created the grape juice.
I would be rich. On the I love you, but I probably wouldn't be. Well, I mean,
I would be on island right
now. But for all services, primabusinessagency.com. That is my business development agency, and I am a productivity coach. So I teach high performing entrepreneurs how to master their minutes so they can master millions. So yeah, follow me on Instagram. I am Michelle Welch, and guys, listen, slide into my DMs. I'm here to help. I love helping.
Oh, wait. I thought you were saying.
Not guys. Guys, no.
Like y'all.
The people.
I thought you said you want some meat pics. They will send those too.
No, I don't want those.
You're like, I need to
like, please don't. Book my services. Yeah, but I don't want to talk to y'all unless it's about business. Please keep it professional.
What about you, Prettyful? Prettyful.
I love that. So I'm Jena Melhberg. You can find me on Instagram at Jena Melhberg. My website is jenamelhberg.com.
How do you spell Melhberg?
Very cohesive. Melhberg.
I still don't know how to spell it.
Sometimes I don't know how to spell it. Yeah, it's German. MEHLBERG.
We'll link it in the description.
Yeah, and so I teach beauty professionals how to grow their businesses, how to scale, how to get business credit. I teach spray tanning.
She's gonna do a whole spray tanning course. She just hasn't done it yet.
Oh, I just haven't done it.
She does one-on-ones at the moment, though.
Yes, I do. So you can find me on there. We can be friends, hang out.
She's literally like my most gorgeous friend, and it's sickening. Like I just watch her on Instagram sometimes. I'm like, I love her. I know that bitch doesn't even have a filter on.
She doesn't.
I actually took a video outside,
she did the filter
and I was like, I don't have a filter and I'm so pretty. be like your own hype man, right?
You
like,
have to.
And she will I never feel more beautiful when I'm with her. She hypes me up, and I'm like,
because you have to be around people that make you feel
if I was ever
good.
gay, I'd be with her. She made me feel
that's why I'm such a good coach, because I'm like, you're great. Like, we're gonna get those 6 figures. Like, you did so great.
We are totally different coaches. I'm like, that was shit.
Don't ever do that again.
We're gonna do this to make it better.
And I'm like, if you waste my time, I'm sending you $100 invoice for a procrastination fee, because I don't have time for you to waste my time.
She really does do that.
So if you want a soft, effective coach, you can come.
If you want to get some shit done, call me, because we gonna get some. We gonna push the execution.
I'm gonna tell you the motherfucking truth. That shit was whack. We're gonna do it again, but I'm gonna tell you how to do it better.
Exactly. We're gonna coach and caress.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make it a purpose on these episodes that whenever, I think I always do anyway, give you something to do or look forward to, or how to progress in your life in some type of way.
Actionable item.
Actionable steps and items. To close off the episode, I always do a Bible verse, because although we got a lot of ratchetness going on here, my mouth is still being worked by Jesus. I do go back to my faith and what keeps me going, and forgiveness has been just big for me. I know we're supposed to forgive for ourselves, so I've been going back. And Isaiah 55:7 says, "Let the wicked forsake their ways, and the unrighteous their thoughts. Let them turn to the Lord, and he will have mercy on them, and to our God, for he will freely pardon." So basically, let those people, the way I took it, because you can take the Bible and it'll be whatever. When he says, let the wicked forsake their ways and the unrighteous their thoughts, it's like, just let them do what they do. There's no point in me trying to rack my brain around who's doing me dirty, who is, not there for me, who has talked down to me, who hasn't supported me. Why am I focusing on that? Let them do that on their own. Let them turn to the Lord. I'm not going to sit here and beat you with a Bible.
Nope.
No.
I cannot stand a Bible thumper. It's like, in Christianity, there are there are extremes too, just like Islam. Christianity has extremes too, where it becomes culty. So that's not for me what Christianity looks like. It looks like, hey, I talk about it constantly on this pod when I'm out. You will see me walking my walk. And when you see me walking in my walk, you're going to want to walk with me. So I'm not going to force you and put a leash on you and bring you with me, because now you're just a slave. So it says the Lord will have mercy on them. I can forgive you. I don't have to have mercy on you.
No, not at all.
And
forgiveness is for me.
forgiveness is for me, not for you. So I don't have to. This Isaiah 55:7 just brings me back to God will freely pardon you. I don't have to do that for you. I'm just forgiving you. I'm going to allow you to do what you do, let you turn to the Lord without me pushing that on you. And that's why I do this Bible verse at the end of the episode, because I'm just telling you what I got from it and what I lean on. And you can take it and be like, well, no, hey,
I love that, Carla.
Do with it what you want. That's it. I can't tell you what to do.
Before we close out, can I give you your flowers real quick? I just want you to know that you are just such an amazing woman. Listen, you have gone so far, girl. Like you've made it through so many fires, and it's just so inspirational. And I love being your friend, and I love having a safe space in you. And I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so grateful for what you're doing with Pivot with a Purpose, because you're helping so many people, and you don't even realize it. So
thank you.
You need your flowers. You know, I love crime. I love a good cry.
My nerves. It's so hard for me to take like compliments.
I know, but that's why I always give them to you, because as somebody that is the same way, you are Superwoman, but like you need to be acknowledged for that, and not just by the people that see you, but like the people that interact with you daily. Yeah. You need to know, like, you are important. You are a part of like something so much bigger. So
I know it's hard to feel that a lot of times, because I record podcasts at a room like this. I have, a producer like Carla. She's here taking pictures. My guests, Stephanie virtually. So the radio is just me and Lil Sean, right? I don't see people, but I don't realize who's out there. So thank you. And I will
just never forget, like, you're doing it. You're doing the damn thing. Like, you really are out here, like, showing up.
So when I have like a panic attack and I'm like,
and listen, they don't need to know about all them panic attacks. What they need to know is that them views is up. Pivot with a Purpose is here. We launching podcasts,
and it's back, and it's I really want to do it weekly, because I'm in this space of like it's not paranoia, it's paralysis of like content. I don't trust anything that I do, and I know that it's it's not effect. It's
I can't.
It's a product of what I went through.
Yeah.
So I am unsure.
You felt like you were right, and you felt like you questioned your choices. Because you were like, I was wrong about that.
Right.
So,
and I was also made to feel like I was always wrong. Mm-hmm. So now it's really hard for me to even have passion for a lot of things. That passion that I had for life and for creating is not there. So me showing up is me pushing myself. Like me going to the radio every day, I'm pushing myself. Me really doing really fun things with the kids, I'm pushing myself to do so. Me being here is literally like pulling a Velcro off for me to get here.
On the other side of that is like,
I know it's going to come.
And the healing. Why so many people don't get there, because they're not.
Because this is shitty.
They don't want to rip the Velcro.
It's so important to see it, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I do want to stay home and not do shit.
Yeah, that's very easy to do.
That's very so much easier to do. Me coming here, it's so hard. Like deep inside, I want to be here, but really in the surface, I don't.
And that's okay.
Right. But it's because I know that if I do this work, just like right now, I won't lose these 15 pounds I want to lose until I go to the gym. And I haven't been, and I'm like, it's fine. I'm working on something else, like showing up, and I'll just take it step by step. But thank you guys for showing
up. Brick by brick.
We love you.
I'm sure I'll bring you guys on again, because I'm needing guests in Orlando, because Orlando, I got nobody in it. Ran back to the problem that I had, but we're going to be doing virtual. And at some point, I'm going to be like, Carlos, hop on the mic. Let's go. I don't had a guest in Orlando. Let's talk. I'm gonna bring his wife. I'm gonna bring the whole team at Hi Hello Labs. I'm like, you're the guest this week. But I'll see you again next week. You can check out my website at carlawilmaris.com. Anything podcasting, idea to launch podcast.com.